I think time is an interesting concept. How days, weeks, months can just go by and you feel like you're not making any progress.
Yeah, so quick book review. I know I said I was going to be reading one of two books, The Fund and The Trading Game. I didn't end up reading any of those two books. In fact, I started reading The Fund, but I got bored. It wasn't as captivating. The story kept circling around. So I quickly switched to a new book, which was Bitcoin Billionaires. Bitcoin Billionaires was a very interesting read. It's centered around the Winklevoss twins, their story from Facebook, how they pivoted into being venture capitalists, then how they got involved with Bitcoin. So that whole story is what's represented in this book, and it was a very interesting read. I learned a lot. It was very informative. It was very captivating, to be very honest, because the writer used a lot of very interesting storytelling techniques that made me enjoy the book a lot. And for this month, I'm reading Making It Big. Yeah, I know the book is kind of controversial and interesting at the same time, but in my experience of while reading this book, I have a lot of opinions about it as well. But it's a very interesting book so far. I just got to page 75, so I'm not done with it. But when I'm done with it, I will also drop a review about it as well. So thank you very much.
Dreams are not debates.
Oh, many Casablanca. I'm sorry, but I can't get more there now. And I tell my brother, say, it is now or it's there.
Be one no cry. Run up and I do this. Make I know that. Smart time I disappear. You see, I know what to remember. So I write down, cause people know cry. Run up and I do this. Make I know that. Smart time I disappear. You see, I know what to remember.
Yeah, so over the last couple of weeks, this is probably like my fifth attempt trying to make this video, and the reason I keep failing at it is because of the fact that I think I'm just trying to look for the perfect video, the perfect scene, the perfect voice, perfect this and that. I forgot about, the reason why I started all of this in the first place, which is that sometimes in life you just have to live, right, without having everything figured out. So I'm just going to make this video regardless. And I'm going to try to keep it as short as I can. And what I want to really talk about is time, the concept of time and the concept of progress, right? I see time and progress as two identical twins. And I think that the amount of progress that you see in any endeavor is equal to the amount of time that you've put into it. Well, not necessarily, but in just to simplify the concept, right? And I think a lot of people tend to not see this as interrelated. They think that, okay, progress will come regardless, right? And I don't know where the thought process comes from, but many people tend to not give themselves enough time to properly understand something or to properly learn something. So many people, when they get involved in a new skill, when they are trying to learn something new, after a while and they are not seeing progress, they tend to, they'll drop it or move on to the next thing, right? And I think it's because of the fact that a lot of people don't understand that for you, as I said earlier, the amount of progress that you see is equal to the amount of time that it's putting. So a lot of people quit without even putting in enough time. And that's something I try to remind myself of every now and then when I try something new or when I'm trying to learn something new, is the fact that, like, now this thing I'm starting now, I must understand that I cannot be an expert at it immediately. And everybody I look up to that does this thing fabulously well, they've put in so many years, they put in so much time into it. And I'll give you a very good example. I trade foreign exchange markets for a living, right? And over the years, I've mentored a lot of students. And one of the things that, I see very often is the fact that a lot of people tend to quit too early, right? And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to quit. Some people just realize that, this is not just for me, or I can't stomach it, or whatever. But then again, I try to tell them that if you are looking at me as a yardstick, like, oh, okay, see where this guy is, see how well he does it, why am I not there, even if I have all the material. The difference between me and you is the amount of time that we are both putting. I've been trading in foreign exchange market since 2021, basically, in and out, but more consistently in 2022 up to this point. So I've seen a lot of different market scenarios. I've seen a lot of different, macroeconomic scenarios. Let me just use that to simplify the concept I'm trying to explain. Right? So there's certain things that I understand and see in the market that you haven't seen in the market, regardless of how many books you read and how many hours you spend in front of the screen. I've put in more years than you have. And you have to understand the fact that, like, if I've put in the amount of time that I've put in, then you should not be surprised at the amount of skill or the skill level that I've been able to attain and why you are not there yet. And a lot of people tend to forget this very important concept when it comes to progress and when it comes to time. So, as I said, I don't really want to make this segment of the video very long. All I'm just trying to say is that when you start something new or whatever you are doing in life, if you have a place that you are trying to get to, you must understand that it takes sacrifice and it takes time and it takes endurance to get to these places. And you must be able to put in the time, put in the effort to eventually get to where you want to get. Quitting, as I said, or, refocusing, right, is not entirely a bad thing to do. But then again, you must understand that if you want to be good at something, you must be able to give it the time that it requires to be good at it. Thank you.